What's up, my Super Schnarfs? How you doing today? It's Super John Bombo here, and we're playing some Bloons Super Monkey 2. Today we're going to talk about the Ice Monkey and the Ice Monkey's upgrades. We've got the regular full-tiered arm upgrade for the ice, and then we've also got, so this is, by the way, triple snowflakes. I know it's getting kind of crazy over here. It's kind of crazy because the Juggernaut is like only one thing when it shoots, or the spiky shot is only one thing when it shoots. But this is 3 snowflakes. So it goes from 2 icicles to 4 shards, 8 shards, increased damage. Is like, what the heck is even going on here? It's very difficult to tell what's going to happen based on just reading those upgrades alone. So we definitely got to test these guys out, of course. But moving back, we also got the epic upgrade for the ice as well, which I have not seen either. It's the Yeti sidekick, so it's got to be something similar to what we've seen on level, like, what is it, 36 to 37 or something like that, 35 maybe, of that Yeti boss, so that's kind of fun. A long-range freeze attack, which damages and freezes balloons. Long-range icy breath. It just sounds kind of exciting. I assume that he's going to be kind of, going with us, going with the flow, maybe like hiding behind us or something like that, and just shooting icy breath everywhere. That's kind of my guess, so we'll have to see what happens. Now, the cool thing about the Ice Monkey is if you use him in combination with some of these other special upgrades, they can be very, very effective. And one last thing that I got to mention really quick, just because I like to be accurate with all of my guides for you guys, is that I am only using... I'm using 2 ice arms instead of a dart arm, which I normally use. But they're both 3rd tier, as usual, and they shouldn't be that much different than each other. Darts and ice are fairly similar, up to 3rd tier for sure. But I just want to mention this, just because I haven't really talked about this all that much, but I mean, we've got like the Absolute Zero and like the Freezy Boots and stuff like that, but if you're using that in combination with other stuff, it can just be like a ridiculous amount of stalling power. And then if you use something like the Snap Freeze ability, which I know it's kind of bad when you don't use it in combination with other things. I did that in my upgrade video, and some people didn't really like it all that much. I realized that it was meant to be used in combination with stuff, but I still would like to mention that if you use that Snap Freeze ability, at the right time, after freezing a bunch of balloons and like waiting till a boss or something like that, or like a billion balloons pop out, that might be a nice way to kind of combine everything together to work out well. So without further ado, let's get started. I shouldn't have pressed back, but I did on accident. And, of course, first we're going to start off by talking about the left-sided upgrade over here. We're going to focus mostly on the left side, the snowflakes over here. And what you're noticing is the amount of popping power is pretty ridiculously awesome. And the spraying ability of how they spray all over the map is pretty darn ridiculous. Now, obviously, if you have noticed, the white balloons are pretty much immune. And that means zebra balloons as well will be fairly immune as well. It's going to be very difficult to pop those guys, and obviously whites and zebras are going to be a lot of what you're going to be fighting on those later levels. So, I can see how that can be kind of difficult. And what that's going to mean is that if you really, really like the cannons, or the bombs, you're not going to like using the bombs in combination with this ice tower, because the zebra balloons are going to be way too difficult to kill. And that makes sense. But honestly, it just looks really cool. I think that's like my favorite thing about it, is that it looks cool. You're shooting giant snowflakes all over the place. The giant snowflakes are actually really cool. Those are one of the blue upgrades that we're getting, or what we spend the blue blops on. Those random upgrades that you can get in the shop over there. That's what these giant ones are, it looks like. So that's kind of fun. So anyways, let's test out this Yeti as well. We want to test out this Yeti, see what he does. It looks like he is shooting out Frosty Breath, and it's shooting out all the way across the map. So it's basically just kind of like another attack. And what you're noticing, though, is if you move left or right, he does start to shoot diagonally, which is kind of important because I think shooting diagonally is actually a better thing than shooting just straight forward. It's important for me. I know that if everything that I shoot is just straightforward, I'm not going to be happy in the end part of this game at all. So it's kind of exciting. The cooldown seemed like it was pretty reasonably quick too. So you're going to get not infinite of these guys, but it was pretty reasonably fast. So it's kind of funny though. He does look pretty. He looks so messed up. I mean, it's just kind of funky. So another one of the shortest upgrades in the game. I don't know if that's 5 seconds or 7 seconds or something like that. If you guys want to count it out for me, feel free. But it's a very short cooldown overall. Fairly similar to the Doom Gauntlets, I would say. Probably, yeah, that's probably the other shortest upgrade in the game is the Doom Gauntlets. So, overall, I'm pretty happy with this guy. Now, I would like to mention, though, that I really do like the regular darts. The Dart Juggernaut Spiky Shots upgrade is pretty darn boss, and I really like it. And to get me off of that guy might be kind of difficult. difficult. And the reason why I say that is mostly because you fight leads only every once in a while. Like, you might get some leads here and there, and like you might get a big chunk of leads every once in a while, but you're going to fight a lot more white balloons, a lot more black balloons, and a lot more zebra balloons, because anything above zebra balloon is going to have those properties. You know, the ceramics, the rainbows, the rainbows are going to pop into zebras, the zebra are going to pop into black and whites, so it's just like there's going to be a lot of those guys, for sure, everywhere. And you know what, most of the time when you're fighting these late game levels, which is usually what we're looking for, we're usually looking for things that are good against these late game levels. Like, we don't care about round 9 or 10 or 11. We usually care about level 46 and 50. So for early game, that might be very efficient, but later on, moving on to these higher tier balloons might not be quite as efficient as we'd like. But we got to test it out, man. These are some ceramic balloons. Let's see if it still ends up working out in our favor. See if those guys can somehow spray through and like kill all the zebra balloons magically. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I do know that if I chill down on the bottom down here, it's usually one of the most efficient ways to pop these guys. So what I've noticed, though, so look at this Yeti. I mean, he's doing a fairly bad job, actually, of popping balloons. I am not very happy with the Yeti right now as far as brute force killing power. It's pretty bad overall. Same thing with the brute force killing power of the icicles. Not bad. I want to point that out. Not bad, but definitely not good. So I've also noticed that this ice is actually having a pretty hard time against the glass balloons. Nothing seems to be good against glass balloons except for maybe spiky shots, and even cannons are like okay against them, but there's not that many good things that are just good against glass balloons. They're tough to pop, for sure. They're tough to pop. Let me use the Yeti again, just to kind of show him off a little bit. Again, he's got infinite range, which is nice, but the amount of killing power that he has is just kind of low. Now, I do think that we're going to end up getting bronze on this level. I think we're going to end up getting bronze on this level, though I can't promise that for anybody. Can't promise that for sure. Here we go, another Yeti ability, so you just get it pretty much non-stop. You can keep this Yeti going the entire time over here. But again, the lack of zebra popping power is what's keeping me from actually doing a good job. I just can't pop the zebras right now, which doesn't necessarily mean this is a bad upgrade. It just means you need to use it in combination with certain things. And I just don't have anything else that's really all that good right now. I've got 2 ice shooters right now, and I'm really relying on my main energy weapon for my core to pop all these zebra balloons. And it shoots very ill often. It's that little red laser that shoots out that you guys can see. It doesn't shoot all that often at all. Alright, so we do end up getting the gunner over here. This should help us out quite a bit in popping a lot of these balloons. Hopefully we can get kind of lucky and at least get bronze over here. So we need another 2,300 balloons. Come on, little buddy. Come on, pop those 2,300 balloons. We do get very, very close to getting that last upgrade. We might not make it. We need 200 more balloons. Come on, Yeti upgrade. Go, come on, get it. Come on, you can do it. Yes, we get the bronze, but barely, guys. Absolutely ridiculous right there. That was very, very close. So what is my opinion about the ice? Again, I sadly have to mention that I did not have very much white or zebra popping power right there, and that led to a big chunk of balloon popping power loss. Like, normally we'd be able to pop those zebras very easily, but the zebras were just tanking my shots the entire game. And most of that's because you switch from let me show you guys. Let me go in the lab really quick. You switch from normally your Super Monkey having darts, bombs, energy, ranks, magic, and epics, and it's all the same thing except for you switch darts into ice for this guy. But for the Storm Monkey, they don't switch ice to his storm weapon. They actually change it from magic to storm. So that's kind of an important thing to mention, because you can still have darts and a storm upgrade for this guy, but you cannot have darts and ice upgrade for the Ice Monkey. Which is, you know, it's definitely interesting to note that. I think that it's kind of cool that they switched over to storm weapons for this guy, because honestly, magic is one of the weakest upgrades in the game. If you guys have seen it so far, it's been very, very bad. So what I'm going to do for you guys, I got one last video showing off the storm weapons for this guy, and then we're going to show off all of them in kind of combination with each other, and see which ones are the best for you to get overall. Because I want you guys to buy the right upgrades, and hopefully this will help you in deciding which ones to get. Thanks so much for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.